Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the class of 2000 D.A.R.E. graduation from Woburn Street School. Why don't you stand up? Give them a round of applause. Thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Frank Ferrier. I'm the assistant principal at Woburn Street School. As you can see, Miss Conley was not able to make it tonight. She had an unavoidable conflict, she sends her deep regrets for not being able to come. She wanted me to congratulate each and every one of you students for successfully completing this critically important program. We're both very, very, very proud of all of you. She will catch up with you tomorrow, she promises. I'm sure Ms. Conley would also join me in thanking Officer Bruce and the Grade 5 team for all the very hard work they've done this year preparing our students for this event. Let's give them a round of applause also. I also need to thank all of our parents of these fine students who have been 100% in support of this program from beginning to end. It's very important that you support this program because it's a critical program to our students. The D.A.R.E. program can only lay the foundation for solid decision-making in children. It's you parents who will ultimately provide the ongoing guidance and support these children will need in order to continue to make the right choices as they enter middle school, high school, and beyond. So it's really a team effort between students, parents, the school, and people like Officer Bruce and people in the community that will work with you. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize a few people in the audience. We have in the audience this evening School Committee Chairperson Susie Cushing. Could you stand up, please? State Representative Jim Maselli. Town Manager Michael Tyra. Students, I am confident that you have learned your D.A.R.E. lessons well. In the years to come, you will experience increasing pressure to do things that you should not do. Drugs, alcohol, tobacco, etc. I'm sure you know all of those things. There will be those who will try to lead you down the wrong path. When that happens, just remember the lessons Officer Bruce has taught you. Then make a choice to be a leader, not a follower. Thank you. I'd like to now invite up on the stage this year's Woburn Street School National Spelling Bee winner, Kevin Martin. I would ask you all to stand as Kevin is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is now an honor and a privilege to turn the remainder of the program over to Officer Chip Bruce.
Welcome. Good to see so many people here as usual. Every year it seems to be just a terrific turnout, and it's so important to the students to see that the parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, friends that show up at this graduation each year to support them and to look around and see the members of the community who hold positions of importance in our community also here to see you students graduate. We've introduced the school committee chairperson, the town manager, the state representative, and if you look around you'll see that there are several members of the police department here as well. Other than myself, we have safety officer, Officer Shelley. You all know him. see now Inspector White, who was the previous D.A.R.E officer prior to me. And the gentleman standing between those two is another detective, that's Inspector Shagru. And of course, our Chief Barbie Stewart, is here also. Many of you, I can see from the faces, have been through this program before. You've had other students, and you're pretty familiar with what we do in the D.A.R.E program. Some new faces, and for those of you who don't know exactly what the D.A.R.E program is, you'll get a chance, I think, by what you watch the students perform, some of what they learn. But to give you a quick rundown, the D.A.R.E program isn't just about drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. We talk about conflict resolution. We deal with consequences. Everything in life has consequences, some good, some bad. We talk about decision making, having positive alternatives, different activities to keep you busy, keep you out of trouble. And we have a lesson that I think is one of my favorites, is when we bring in, and I think the students will tell you the same thing, we bring in different high school students who are role models, students who are involved in athletics, academics, different organizations, student council, and it's too much to list just how much these students are involved in. And we're fortunate enough to have some of those students with us tonight, and I'm going to introduce them to you as well. From the senior class at Wilmington High School, Jim Rourke. Lindsay Bruno. Mark Rapoli. And Andy Myers. The students who came and spoke to some of the schools about what life is about in middle school and high school, and explained to the students some of what they're going to encounter later in life. And hearing it from adults is one thing, but to hear it from students who aren't much older than them, I think that has a greater impact on the students. And when I choose these role models, I really look hard to find students who are giving back to the community. And these four and the others who are unable to join us tonight certainly fill that role. Now, if the students are ready, y'all ready? Should bring your loud voices with you tonight? Great. You'll get a chance to see some of what they learned with the skits that have been performed for you tonight. The skits are their work. The classroom teachers work with them some, I work with them some, but most of this it's their thoughts, it's their words, it's their ideas, and they're going to show you just how hard they worked tonight. And the first skits we see tonight will be performed by the students in Miss Lund's class. And while they're coming up on stage, unfortunately, Mrs. Lund couldn't be with us tonight. She had a family emergency where her mom is not doing very well. And if you would, please keep her and her mother in your thoughts. In this first skit, we're going to get an opportunity to see one of the most common occurrences when people smoke marijuana. In our next skit, we have an opportunity to see how some of our decisions today affect our lives tomorrow.
Hey, freak, wanna try a joint? No, that stuff's disgusting. What about you? No thanks. How about you? You look cool enough. Sure. Not too shabby. Want some beer to wash it down? What about you guys? Oh yeah, you guys are losers. You wouldn't want to try it. Come on, you can be in our game now and leave those losers behind. Years later in front of Harvard College. We're glad we didn't use that stuff. Look where it got us. And look where it got us.
With any luck, maybe we'd get some of our students to Harvard. Those could be the first in a long time. The next skits are going to be performed by the students in Mr. Marisola's class. In this next skit, we're reminded of some of the hazards of using and selling drugs.
Hey, Brennan, what time is it? I don't know. They should be here by now. Hey, look, here they come now. You guys got the stuff? We got the stuff. I'll have some crack. There you go. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I don't feel so good either. Hey, Brennan, take the money. You guys are going to jail. You're busted. Don't do drugs. The consequences could be deadly.
Our next skit is a reminder how important it is to put our children ahead of ourselves.
This is Mrs. O'Ryan. She is divorced and works hard. She is not with her kids enough. Over here is Elizabeth. She is a perfect student and gets straight A's. She has lots of friends. Last there is Anne. She gets all F's and has no friends. She is also depressed because she hasn't gotten over the fact that her mother is divorced. Look what can happen to a family like this. I'm home! Anne, why are you still doing your homework? Well, it's not my fault you're never home to help me. And no much trying to call for help either. I'm too tired to help. I'm going to bed. It doesn't matter. I'll get a nap either way. The next morning, Anne wakes up early to sneak a cigarette when Elizabeth came down. Why are you awake so early? I have to study for my test. What's that, a cigarette? Yeah, so who cares? Don't you know the consequences of smoking? You can get cancer, lung disease, and even your voice box removed. Well, I guess I'll quit. Only if you help me, though. Of course I will. Think, don't smoke.
Our next skits will be performed by the students in Mrs. Murray's class. In this skit, we see some girls stick together to avoid the use of alcohol.
What time is it? They should be here by now. Hi, Lana. Hi, Lana. Hi. What are we playing? Flapjack. Cool. Yo, guys. What's up? Want some beer? Come on. Sure, give me a can. No way. Oh, that's disgusting. Hey, that cost me good money. What was a waste of money? How'd you get it? A fake ID. Of course. Go away, Addie. Yeah, see ya. Gross. Disgusting. Ew. Hey, forgot. Where's my beer? Sorry, we threw it out. What? Go away, Addie. Ugh. Do you guys want some Coke? Sure. This tastes much better than beer. Hey, I forgot some. What? You guys are drinking Coke? What babies? I'm gonna go in and have myself some real fun. See ya. We're the ones having the real fun because we're not drinking. Alcohol causes loss of coordination, an increase in violence, inability to learn and remember, change in personality, accidents, and you get into fights with other people. So stay smart and don't drink.
In our next skit, we see some boys learn why their friend decides not to smoke.
Hey, Tim, can you do it behind the bathroom? Yeah, I'll show you. Hey, I can do it too. Really? Yeah. Hey, guys, you want a cigarette? No way. They can kill you. Players, losers. No, we're just not crazy. Just take one smoke. Fine, now will you leave us alone? Okay. Hey, you guys, I'm not smoking. It corrects my game. See ya. That's awful. I know. Now let's finish practicing. Can't dribble. I can't breathe. Mike was right. You can't play a game if you smoke.
Our final skits tonight will be performed by the students in Miss Oyer's class. In this skit, we see two friends choose between eating lunch or smoking a joint.
What's up, dude? Want some marijuana? How much is it? Free sample, dude. Sure. Hey, don't smoke that stuff. But it's free. It may be free, but it's bad for you. I'm gonna get some chow. Don't blame me when the cops come. I'm out of here. Hey, is that marijuana you smoke a Sonic? Nope. We got to bring you down to the station. No, I don't want to go. Don't do drugs or end up like him. Yup.
In our final skit tonight, we see that when you bring cigarettes to school, you're pretty sure to get burned.
Hey, want some cigarettes? Yeah, try one. They're the good kind. No way. Sure. What can cigarettes do to you? What can they do to you? Well, first, they're stupid, and second, they can kill you. Well, I don't care, and it's only one. Here you go. Try it.
job. How about you? How about another hand for all of them? So much patience. Tonight, for the last time with the Woburn Street School, you're going to get an opportunity to hear from Chief of Police. Each year, the Chief shows up at all the D.A.R.E graduations and looks forward to speaking to the class. And it's kind of sad, I think. For me personally, the Chief has been a terrific guy to work for. Make my job easy, allowed me latitude to do what I see fit and what I think needs to be done with the program. In his long tenure as chief, programs such as the D.A.R.E program, community policing programs, this year a school liaison program where other officers are also involved in the school, a wilderness program here at the high school where we take high school students backpacking into the White Mountains, the Citizens Police Academy, bicycle patrols, a police athletic league, the police substation at the plaza during the holiday season, and before he leaves, we'll have a new police station. All programs and events that without strong leadership, our community wouldn't be fortunate to have. Certainly at this time it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Chief, Bobby Stewart.
No wonder I'm tired. Thanks, Chip. You know, you can talk about all these programs you want, but none of them are possible without especially people like Chip Rhodes, Officer White, and their predecessor, Lieutenant Spencer. Over the years, we tried to select the best officers on our department to represent this program. And I think it's important to note that they've proven themselves beyond the program. Chip, you can look forward to being a lieutenant someday, probably. But it's with mixed emotion, as you can understand. This is my 21st year as Chief of Police. This is our 13th year with the D.A.R.E program. We had to fight tooth and nail to get the funding to send Lieutenant Spencer to California. He was one of the first D.A.R.E officers trained in the state. And he came back and became a mentor for the other departments. He trained other D.A.R.E officers throughout the state. So Wilmington has its own special place. Chip tends to attribute that to some extent to me. But I only have bright ideas. They're the guys that make it happen. And I owe everything to them as far as the department's accomplishments. But beyond that, I think we owe a debt of thanks, especially to my boss, the town manager, to Dr. O'Donnell, the school superintendent, to all the staff in each of the elementary schools, but especially here at Woburn Street. Without them, programs such as this would not go on. I'd like to thank Representative Maselli and the other legislators who have, for the last 7 or 8 years, we've received funding through the state to pretty much fund our entire D.A.R.E program. Many years in the past, we funded it through donations from businesses, through drug forfeiture funds that we had available within from arrests that were made by the department. Forfeitures made. So we're grateful for those contributions from the state. It's really made the program better than it originally was. We've been able to move it forward from just the elementary school into the intermediate school and on into the high school. Been able to expand some of our programs, such as TOW, to the wilderness trips, to whitewater rafting, and a lot of the programs that we are able to put on or through this funding. As I said, I have mixed emotions with this. I think I'll probably still come to the D.A.R.E graduation because I enjoy them so much. It's been a true pleasure over the years. But in that the same sense that it's a little sad, I'm also very proud. I'm proud of this community. When we began in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, we did not have the relationship that we do with the school system. Back then, we were throwing stones at each other still. If the police did their job, we wouldn't have this problem. And the police would say if the schools did their job, we wouldn't have this problem. It wasn't until we said, hey, these are the most important people in our lives. Let's put aside our differences. Let's work together as a community. We've done that. We have perhaps the best working relationship in Wilmington of any community in the Commonwealth. We had memorandums of understanding and agreements that predated most programs in the state. And that is, to a large extent, due to the efforts of people like Lieutenant Spencer, Council White, and Chip Rose. They've worked hard over the years to work closely with the schools. I think we need to expand our programs now beyond where we've been. I would like to see in this year, perhaps before I leave, a program for parents. One of the biggest problems today is the rapidly changing environment, especially in the area of narcotics and the availability of narcotics. The ability to identify. Most parents couldn't tell you what ecstasy is or how to recognize it. There are a number of narcotics available out there which are clear liquid mixed with a bottle of water, which almost every car probably has in it, is a half-empty bottle of water. Makes our job very difficult. Just reading today an article, and Officer Bruce and I discussed it. We want to bring this into the intermediate school and the high school. Is the increasing availability of narcotics through the internet. I'm sure you've all heard of the problems with alcohol, underage people being able to use mom and dad's credit card and order up whatever they might like, and it's delivered UPS. That's been taken one step further. Now, virtually any illicit drug, and even some prescription drugs, are readily available to anyone over the internet. There are websites which will teach your sons and daughters how to set up a methamphetamine lab, where to buy the chemicals. If they have a little problem in the process, they can go back on the web and get the instructions. As parents, I challenge you to know more about what your children are exposed to. And the difficult task I know that you have, you need the support of your community. Us working together, we put together a program to help educate you regarding the last week's newest trend in designer drugs and their availability and how they're made available to young people in this community. Then we'll go one step further. The big problem with that international availability of drugs is that the old enforcement methods will never work. There is no way that the Wilmington Police Department can hope to enforce our laws of the Commonwealth against a drug dealer in Switzerland who will readily ship it if your son or daughter sends them a check or money order. These are the things that we're being confronted with. We need to work together to confront those. We can't stop that from happening, but through our efforts in the schools and in the community and working with parents, I believe that we can at least make a large dent in it. I know it's warm in here, I'm going to close my comments, but before I do, the class of 2000, I ask you not only not to be a leader, not a follower, but to always remember that in Wilmington, 98% of our young people are good, fine, upstanding individuals. You are the majority. When we talk about peer pressure, you are the peer pressure. Don't give in. You are the leaders, each and every one of them. And when somebody says, hey, try this, no. Just say no, as you have learned to do here. I congratulate you. I thank you so much for your efforts. I really enjoyed the skits. I always do from Woburn Street. They're probably, somebody got mad at me if I said they're the best, but over the years they have been a fine quality performance. And I do believe that we have some acting ability in this group. Again, I thank you. I thank you as parents, and I do greatly appreciate the support each and every one of you have given me over my 21 years as Chief of Police. Thank you.
The Chief alluded to the fact that the D.A.R.E program is certainly a community program. And yes, the schools and the police department work together, but we're fortunate too that we have such strong support from our town manager. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Town Manager, Mr. Michael D.A.R.E.
Thank you very much, Chip. The program says the superintendent of schools is the next speaker, and she's unable to be here, so this is actually the 10th year that I've been coming to D.A.R.E since being town manager. And so this makes number 28. I've never been asked to speak before, so I apologize to all of you for drawing the short straw. After all these years, you get to hear me instead of one of the learned educators over at the Roman House. I just want to congratulate everybody here at the Woburn Street School, and particularly the young people and their teachers, as well as Mr. Ferriero and Ms. Conway for the great work they do. I echo Chief Stewart's comments. Even though we're on television and this is going to be memorialized forever, fortunately I don't have to stand for election or anything, so I guess I can say that the Woburn Street School, over a period of several years that I've been coming, has always outdid themselves in terms of their skits. And the votes, by the way, are in. The Oscar goes to Addie. It's really an exciting time, I think, to be in Wilmington. And the Chief talked about the partnership that the police department has with the school department, and really the municipal side of government has with the school department. It's a partnership that is based in sincerity, because we really believe that our most important mission in the town of Wilmington is to educate youngsters. And that's why I was pleased to present a budget this past year that calls for the largest single increase in operating funds in the history of the school department. And the reason why we're doing that is because we believe in education in the town of Wilmington. And I can only point to the $25 million that is being spent on the middle school. And I tell all of you youngsters that you are fortunate enough to be the first class that will go into that state-of-the-art facility. And I think that you should feel proud of the fact that your parents have supported education by their hard-earned tax dollars to enable all of you kids to be able to go into a school which you richly deserve, a school that you're all entitled to. I do also want to take this opportunity to single out one individual. It's It's interesting, he's been the police chief now for 21 years. He came right out of high school and became your police chief. He said that it was with mixed emotions that he stood up here a little while ago. It's really kind of bittersweet for me. For these past 10 years, I've had the privilege of working with an awful lot of wonderful people, both on the school side and the municipal side. But there is no one individual who has dedicated, in my mind, more time, more effort, more commitment to trying to make sure that Wilmington remains a quality place to live, a place where you can feel good about raising your children, and a place where you can feel good about feeling that you are in a safe environment. Bobby Stewart brought D.A.R.E to the town of Wilmington when other communities were looking the other way. He has been an innovative leader, and he deserves our thanks for 21 outstanding years as police chief in the town of Wilmington. Let me close again by thanking Chip Bruce, who has not been promoted yet. I just want to remind you. That's one thing that the police chief leaves for me to do. And also to thank his predecessors who set a great example, Officer White and Lieutenant Spencer, and all of the police officers who contribute every day. And a special thanks to the teachers. And I may be going on a little long here, but I get to work with adults all day long, and no offense to any of the wonderful adults that are in this room. But the greatest pleasure I have is when I get to visit the schools. On the 24th of this month, if any of you have kindergarten children, I will be at the Boutwell School answering questions like, how do you get all that money? And why does it take so long to build a school? All of those kinds of great questions that kindergartners ask. Mrs. Oya, I must mention her because she and Mrs. Mulak were one of the first teachers to invite me to speak at the Woburn Street School, and I enjoyed that opportunity. I do it at the Wildwood School. I came to this school last year when you had that wonderful town meeting that Mr. Marisola presided over for outdoor life. And you really ought to be proud of the kind of children that you have. They really are, as the chief has indicated, a wonderful credit to the town of Wilmington. So congratulations to all of you. Don't be a stranger if you're at Town Hall. Walk right in, and we'll sit down and talk about how we can do more for the town of Wilmington. Good luck.
At this time, as is customary in our programs, we are going to confer a certificate of graduation to each student. And we do that by having the classroom teachers call up their students for roll call. And if I could be joined by Mr. Ferriero, Representative Maselli, Mr. Gyra, Mr. Stewart, Ms. Cushing, if you'd like to join us up on stage. And the first class tonight is Ms. Lund's class, and that will be handled by Mr. Marisola.
Okay, please save your applause for the end until that whole class has had a chance to come across the stage. We'll start off tonight with Miss Amanda Baker. Gregory Bell. This way, please. Christopher Danko. Amanda Dunnett. Monica Folk. Joshua Giroux. James Lee Joseph. Stephanie Nettner. Candace Knopf. Jessica Critter. Eric LeGros. Caitlin Maggio. Brianna Maglio. Jill Manganelli. Tom Moran. Deborah Morell. Amelia Murphy. Catherine Nelson. William Nickerson. Matthew Regan. Thomas Rapucci. Eric Russo. Madeline Sala. Stephanie Seidman. Laura Silverio. Robert Skilling. And Eileen Warford. Please give them a nice round of applause. And now I'd like to invite my class up, please. Jessica Armstead. Kristen Augello. Richard Barry. Christopher Burns. Emily Clapp. Caitlin Duncan. Philip Enos. Sean Fahey. Laura Gillis. Danielle Giordano. Clifton Hall. Jamie Hoyt. Samantha Little. Michaela Block. Christopher Lyon. Samantha McDougall. Caitlin McFeeters. Sarah McMahon. Nathan Mercer. Brittany Mulren. John Oliver. Brendan Sheehan. Daniel Silva. Shane Simbeck. Caitlin Sullivan. Angela Wang. And Matthew Waring. Please give them a nice round of applause. And now I invite up Mrs. Murray to present her students.
Nicole Bradley, Ashley Bruno, Kevin Kavanaugh, Daphne Chin, Megan Cranford, Sean Crowley, Megan D.A.R.E, Alicia Evans, Alicia Faulkner, Derek Griffin, Christy Heffernan, Tiara Jacobs, Kara Jenkins, Timothy Kent, Kelsey Kusa, Alana Lacey, Michael Lavarello, Margaret Luce, Joshua Mayo, Gabriella Marabella, Daniel Patterson, Addie Salmon, Jeremy Sanderson, Margaret Sorrentino, David Sweet, Timothy Waterman. Ms. Orr's class, please.
It's my pleasure to announce the following graduates: Nicholas Garasso, Sean Bernardo, Tara Krasinski, April Carlino, Caitlin Crowley, Gabrielle Murray, Brian Kelly, Michelle Kendall, Christina Luciano, Kaylee McGuire, Kayla Malone, Kevin Martin, Dana Nolan, Emily O'Donoghue, Courtney Parsons, Mary Ellen Perry, Caitlin Fox, David Bratt, Stephen Shabelia, Jacqueline Smith, Michelle St. Albans,
Okay, the next part of our program is to announce the winners of our annual poster competition. If you've had a chance to wander through the Woburn Street School cafeteria over the past month or so, you've probably seen them all hanging around the periphery of the building. With the exception of when the pages came in, we had to take them down and put them back up, and take them down and put them back up. They were all there today, and we had some really outstanding posters this year. Some of them were very, very creative in their artwork and the messages that they were presenting. We did the voting today, and the 4th graders and the 5th graders and all the teachers voted. And it was an incredibly close competition. Considering we gathered probably upwards of 500 votes, the voting was amazingly close. The voters seemed to know who they wanted. So it's now my privilege to announce who this year's winners are. Interestingly enough, I'll start with the 3rd place. We actually had a dead even tie for 3rd place. So we're going to call these people co-winners. And they are Jacqueline Smith, and Angela Wang. You come on up and hold your posters. The 2nd place winner was Jeremy Sanderson. Now, I told you this was very close. When we tallied up the final votes, 2 people both had 90 votes. If you can believe we tallied that many votes and ended up in a dead tie. We had an exact tie. So I frantically called Miss Conway and said, that's okay. We're going to have 2 first-place winners. And those are Sean Crowley and Laura Severio. Hold them up so they can see them. And pull up pretty close. It's kind of hard to read. Hold them right up. There are some amazing artists in this class. Miss Conway told me to tell all of you to see her first thing in the morning. She has the awards with her, so we'll take care of you first thing in the morning, okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
At this point, I'm going to announce the winner of our essay contest. For the last couple of years, we've done an essay contest as well, where the students all write essays. And this year, they were absolutely amazing. I think the 6th grade teachers are going to be fortunate because the students all show a pretty strong background with language arts. 5th grade staff did a great job because I read the essays and they were terrific. It came down to, I had a handful, and I had 2 that I thought were the 2 best, and I couldn't make a decision. So I took them to my office, and I had several of the other officers in the Detective Bureau read the essays, and then we voted and came up with the winner. And if you'll bear with me, I'm going to read that essay for you. I would like to say that the D.A.R.E program was really fun for me. I learned a lot and had fun. Even though we had to work hard and put a lot of effort into learning what was being taught to us, Officer Bruce made it easy and fun. I also feel this program should be in every town and in every state. It's important for us as fifth graders to be able to learn what to do if we are sold drugs or if we're in a situation that we just can't handle. We need to know what to do because we aren't always going to have someone around to walk us through what to do. We have to be able to handle situations on our own. Now, I don't mean that throughout our whole life we can't get help from people. I just think sometimes the person you're relying on most won't always be there to help you. Also, after you say no to someone who wants to sell you drugs or tries to harm you, you should know to find a grown-up and tell them what happened and who did it. I've learned a lot about D.A.R.E. So much that I probably can't list everything, but I'll list what I can. First, I learned a lot about cigarettes. I learned what different things cigarettes can do to you. For example, they can cause lung cancer, heart disease, and even death. I learned about other drugs such as marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, chewing tobacco, and more. I learned that there are many ways to say no. Give the person a cold shoulder, could walk away, or just say no. Or you could give a reason or excuse. I learned how to deal with stress in positive ways. I also learned if someone threatens you, just run away and tell an adult. I think it's important to stay drug-free and avoid violence, because I know that some athletes take drugs to get bigger muscles and get stronger, but they eventually lose their game and become moody and angry. Doing drugs is just stupid, because if you take the time to think about it, you'd realize that you're just going to get sick and maybe even die. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to lose my life over drugs. So if I had one thing to say, I would say, stay drug-free and stay healthy. That essay was written by Christina Luciano. I could have Christina join me up on stage. Congratulations, nice job. I typed your essay and put it on a certificate for you. You can have that. You have a ribbon, this essay winner. And we got, it's having a bad hair day. Nice job. I thought that was an excellent essay, and it's just an indication of what types of talents these students have. Before we leave tonight, I want to take the time to thank you all again for being part of this D.A.R.E. graduation. Each year, I look at the students and I get some time to spend with them. And every time you think you have a great group of kids, the next year comes along and they're just as great. It's been a real fun time. It goes by quickly. I know I enjoy it. I think that I'm kind of fortunate to get the opportunity to spend my whole day working with students like these before you today. It's an amazing thing, and it's very rewarding. You can't put value on the rewards that I get from spending time with the students. I think, too, I want to thank the staff, especially the teachers who spend a great amount of time working with the students, too, on these skits. And when I need things in the school, the staff is just terrific. From Ms. Conway and Mr. Ferriero, Mr. Fahey, and the classroom teachers, Mrs. Lund, Mr. Marisola, Mrs. Murray, and Ms. Oya. They're all just terrific people, and they're easy to work with. I also want to thank the custodial staff at the high school for having the stage here ready for me today. Mr. Dillmore, who, with Mr. Meddy, arranged to have the microphones here. And it's just a community thing that everyone works together and helps out when it's time for these D.A.R.E. graduations. It just makes my job that much more easy. The flowers and the balloons that was taken care of by Designs by Dawn, and all these certificates are donated by Hampshire Press. It really is a community community-based programming. We have Wilmington's Community TV with Ryan Connolly and Amanda Bell back there. I think they need a round of applause for helping us out today. There's one other group I wanted to mention. I ventured to it earlier today. Students in the 5th grade who belong to the Odyssey of the Mind program. Would you stand up? Give them a round of applause. People who don't know. The Odyssey of the Mind program is pretty much run by parents. And they just competed in a contest over the weekend. And I understand that the Wilmington students did a fabulous job. They really did. It was, whether at the elementary level, the high school level, the middle school level, it's just a terrific program that I think needed to be mentioned. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to support the students. It's so important to be involved in their life. They're at a crossroads now where they'll be moving into middle school, and it can be scary for you as parents, and it's also scary for them as students. We will be there to support them, and I'm sure you'll be there to support them, but please stay involved in what they do. The Chief alluded to the internet earlier. That internet, if it's not supervised, that can be a real cesspool. You really need to be on top of that internet. They're not old enough yet to be on the internet alone. And as parents, it's our responsibility to make sure we give them the guidance they need so that they can be successful later in life. And before we close, there's one last thing that the students are going to do for you. They're going to sing for you. But I'm going to ask, please, that the parents and guests, please remain seated until the students finish singing and then proceed out of the auditorium. So, students, if you would. Oh, sure. Sorry.
Before we do the song, we've thanked a lot of people tonight, but we all know who the man is. Officer Chip Bruce. Can we give him a round of applause? And I would like to invite Margaret Sorrentino up on stage. She has a few words she'd like to say to officers.
Officer Bruce, on behalf of the 5th grade students, I would like to thank you for teaching us how to avoid drugs and violence and to just say no. Thank you.
And now, if you would stand, and I see our music teacher who has worked diligently with you on this song is ready to direct. We're ready.
When